I have no fucking clue what is going on with my hair. I really don't know. I just I just wash it and shake it. And this is the way that I know to do it. Um Apologies to all hairdressers who've done fantastic jobs and I wasn't able to show up to the standards that anyway, doesn't matter. I took a decision today. I'm really excited about it. Let's just say it's gonna be a surprise. Um Apart from that, I just had lots of magical experiences. And I was thinking maybe it would be interesting to try and explain how this magic happens. I would like to do it with a better look for you guys, but this is what we have right now. I'm sorry. This is the look. You can always tune in with the podcast. Um, wow, I'm a harsh critic today. Okay. Um, yeah, I just had like magical experiences. I actually recorded a video when I was in the garage because what I did is I just smoked a little bit and I went to listen to music in the garage and I just started vibing to it. And what happens is that I really feel all the vibrations, like all the frequencies and yeah, I let my body move to it intuitively and it felt so good. It literally feels like an energetic healing on my body. So I've been in states of bliss for um it's 4:32, maybe like 2 hours. And I'm feeling quite drained right now. Like I drank a lot of water after I was like coming out of this sort of energetical vortex, is what it feels like. And yeah, I was parched. Is that the word? Parched? Um, I I was thirsty. um, so yeah, I drank water and I also didn't sleep last night because of an idea that I had that would just like not stop. So many visualizations would come to mind, and my yeah, the mental activity was just going wild. So I think I slept like maybe 1 hour and a half really, and I had binaural beats for sleep music playing, but that's what it was. Which is cool because I'm excited about the idea. That explains why I'm tired right now. So I kind of want to explain how I channeled these frequencies and what happens internally when I do that. I don't know if I'll post the video yet because I'm a little bit shy. It's just me dancing in the garage, literally, and channeling movements with my hands that I don't know, they just move like that. It's how I feel the energy just moving through them. So it just happens. So I don't know. We'll see if I share it. It might be some good vibes for you. Feels like feels very intimate. I don't know. But I can definitely explain the internal experience because I think it's kind of interesting the all the parallels and the juxtapositions of awarenesses because I come to spirituality and energy through a very scientific lens and from a experiential lens. So really what I experience is my foundation for knowledge, I guess. Um, and knowledge. Yeah, that's an interesting word. Um, so first, what the first, I guess, step, the first thing I recognize is that after smoking a little bit of weed and listening to music, well, just having the nervous system be in a parasympathetic state, completely relaxed, allows us to be in an open state of receptivity. So right away, we are able to receive way better when we are calm and at ease. So I had that going. I felt it. I felt like, oh, I'm at peace. There's nothing that can bother me. I'm in my own world. And um, you know, the mind doesn't get involved. This is not where the mind has any role to play. It stays out of the game, completely out. I'm really, really tuned into the senses at that time. I'm completely focused on what I feel, and there's no need to explain, no need to rationalize. What happens is that as I experience it, an understanding naturally comes to me. Like I can intuitively make sense of the experience as I experience it, and then later on I can speak on it. And I realize that it's because there's a correspondence between the frequency that I am holding in a particular moment and the thoughts that correspond to that frequency. What I mean by that is that, let's say you're in a stressful environment and you feel uneasy, you're going to have thoughts that match that feeling of unease. Like, oh, I don't like being in this space. Oh, this feels really long. I wish that we could just go outside and that this would be over with. The kind of thoughts that match the internal state. And so the same happens when we're channeling really high frequencies. And what that feels like is, well, there's an interesting concept of a capacity. How much space do we have within ourselves to receive these frequencies? And that's, I suppose, dependent on how much work we have done to release lower frequencies. Remember that when I speak of low and higher, it's not good and bad frequencies. It just means, well, let's just like stay away from those labels. But lower frequencies is just like heavier, denser energies, like darker. For example, envy, jealousy, anger, sadness, resentment, hatred, um, regret, guilt, shame. All those frequencies are like lower frequencies. And then high frequencies are these frequencies of joy, bliss, harmony, peace, ecstasy, the high frequencies. And that's what I was channeling. I felt this amazing feeling of ecstasy in my body, and I'm just moving to it. And as I said, the mind really stays out of this experience because it is felt through the senses and it's in the body. So as I'm channeling this, how do I explain? Or how do I want to explain this? There's definitely different awarenesses that come to me. Actually, I made some notes. I did that. Okay. I titled my notes, How Weed May Be Assisting the Global Awakening. Right. Let's talk about it. So, through a relaxed nervous system comes our ability to receive new frequencies. So, by new frequencies, it means frequencies that we have not yet allowed ourselves to receive, or um yeah, like higher frequencies, something that maybe feels new to the body. And that's why sometimes it feels like it's a different language. We don't speak this language because it feels foreign. And so as I said, these new frequencies, they correspond to the energies of ease, bliss, and gratitude. You know, like when you light that joint and you listen to your favorite song and nothing can reach you and your body is just feeling so good and you're just grateful. And if you connect with your breath in that moment and you're really conscious about your breath and you have an introspective understanding of the experience, then these awarenesses they come to us. So I'm just gonna put some words on an experience that perhaps we all can relate with at particular times, but I think it's of value to explain the process, because by clarifying the process, maybe we can invite more of these states in our current realities, in our daily lives. And by doing so, we are doing the work, the work. Okay, so first step, relax nervous system, ability to receive. So in the felt senses, we feel this feeling of gratitude, like, thank you, this feels so good. You can feel that also when you're in sunlight and just being grateful. Really, the frequency that is pure magic is the frequency of gratitude. When you feel like, wow, thank you for this. And how long can you hold this for? This feeling of thank you. And you can use all sorts of ways to achieve these states of gratitude. You can use visualization and picture your dreams, picture the things that make you feel so grateful in your life. And when we embody gratitude, we are saying, I receive, I receive. And so frequencies come to us. It's really like a symbiotic relationship. As we embody the feeling of gratitude, we invite these frequencies to flow into our body. And when we receive those frequencies, we embody gratitude. So I don't know, it might be something to ask ourselves about which one comes first. But anyway, in that experience when I was in the garage, it felt like, I feel so good in my body and I was grateful. And then new frequencies were arriving to me few moments after, which felt like new frequencies, like, whoa, we're up leveling again, which is why I'm drinking a lot of water and I'm slightly exhausted right now. Um, so we can definitely work with affirmations to um, embody that state of being more often. And one affirmation that I like using, or that has come to me naturally as I feel it, that's the affirmation that I say out loud or in my mind, which is, I am so grateful that I get to embody gratitude. I am so grateful that I get to embody gratitude. I am so grateful that I get to embody gratitude, because that's a gift. That's a gift that we have. We get to embody gratitude, which means we get to receive. We get to receive infinitely. This is how we welcome in abundance, because we allow for the infinite flow of energy to run through us with ease. Energy flows when it's an easeful flow, when it's easy. Okay, So, in this state of being, we allow for new information to be received, just like light coming through the body. And remember that light is like that neuronal connection as the light travels through the synapses, meaning there's a new understanding happening. There is information being processed in the cellular structure in the brain, in the body. So we may receive new ideas, and this is the creative energy running through us. We may feel inspired, and we also have the opportunity to receive what I don't know what else to call it, but grace, which is something that for me is something that is felt when the heart opens and and invites us in deeper levels of compassion for ourselves. Remember that leaning into deeper levels of compassion is like having our heart crack open. And when it cracks, it speaks to us. Um, so I wrote here, let it crack and sing its song. It will carry us home. And it surely does. Um, so what's really interesting is that the frequencies, the energies as they are received, they invite matching thoughts. So we may think to ourselves like, wow, this is so amazing. This feeling feels so good. Eventually we realize, wow, this moment is so perfect. And if you remember the pyramid of consciousness and the different levels of awareness that I was speaking about the other day, um, at the top of the pyramid, it's that um, perfection of all things. You realize that, wow, the whole of this grand song of life, this choreography that we're all a part of, this this big performance is so divine, so perfect. And all we have to do is really just to allow it to be. Simply allow and give thanks. But we really need for the mind to step aside for that so that we may receive and embody this knowing. Um, so through the feeling of bliss, we have the matching thought, the awareness that this moment is absolutely perfect. And I feel like it is our task, role, responsibility, invitation in that time to simply receive for as long as we can. And that's where the word capacity comes into play. And we are invited to receive for as long as we can. Like, what can we tolerate? Because remember that as we receive these high frequencies, we have to let go of the denser parts. And so it may involve um a feeling of grief or a feeling of it's an alchemical process. It really is. When we're talking about magic, it's alchemy, it's all the same. It's everything is everything. Just it anyways. um so yeah, there's a little parenthesis on how much space do we have is going to be giving us information about what is our capacity to receive these frequencies. And it's funny because, to be honest, even as I receive them, sometimes my mind gets in the way, or it comes up to visit. And sometimes I get the thought like, okay, I've had enough of this, like because maybe I've been just sitting still in meditation, just receiving, 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 receiving. And after a while, maybe my mind is like, oh, it's getting a little cold outside or something like that. Um, but there's I don't think that we consciously grasp the immensity of what this work is, because the core of all existence is pure energy. So by embodying those states, we affect things at such a profound level. It's the most significant work ever. Um, yeah, you can talk to any like scientists or um, quantum physicists, anybody who is really into understanding the fabric of reality and how we can transform things and create things in a conscious manner. Energy is where it's at. It's everything, really. And to try and solve our problems through the logical mind is such a limiting and lengthy process, kind of outdated. When we're using the mind, we are working with the 3D. Well, we're working with the linear perception of time, which means that it's going to require time and effort. For example, you want whatever you dream of. Think about that. And you think with your brain, okay, I have to do step one, step two, step three, no, no, no. Oh, how am I going to make this happen? Oh my God. And oh, but I can't because I don't have enough money, or oh, but I don't have a place to do this project. And the mind will come up with all the like, this is not happening because look, we don't have all the how and when. But if you're going to the energy level of what you dream of and you just embody gratitude for as long as you can every single day. Just make that your work. How can you cultivate more gratitude in your life? And just by doing so, you're speaking to the universe. Your energy is speaking all the time, and energy doesn't lie. So that really points to us the importance of being clear with our thoughts and finding coherence within ourselves so that we can really create what we truly desire, what is in our heart, not what we think we want. They're not always the same. But anyway, regardless, it's going to be perfect because we're all learning out here. It's big, big playground. So yeah, belief creates reality. So from that state of being, synchronicities unfold. And that's what I was just having an awareness of as I'm feeling these states of bliss. And I'm like, wow, like everything is so perfect and things happen perfectly when you truly believe that this moment is perfect. And you see like numerology popping up and things happen in a beautiful way where you don't have to force anything. So that's what I call magic. So the magic, I guess, is really just in embodying gratitude as much as possible. And hmm, yeah, for me, it was that today. It was um I get moments of judging myself. The surprises, I won't say anymore. Okay. Um, yeah, so I channeled lots of frequencies in the garage. Then I put my little jacket on and I went outside with music and I took a walk to the park where there was nobody else. So a kids' playground. And I walked a bit further and I followed sunlight, which is kind of what I often find myself doing. I'll just go towards where the sunlight is. And there was this beautiful tree of yellow leaves, and it was surrounded by this carpet of golden colored leaves all around that were completely covering the ground. And the light was shining on all the leaves in such a beautiful way. It really looked magical. It looked like, I have no other words for it. So I sat under that tree close to its trunk. I think that's the word. And I put meditation music in my ears, because what I realize is that if we want to be choosing consciously the states of being that we embody, because we have that choice, we really do, we can choose how we feel. It is a combination of our internal state and the environment. So I'm choosing music, aka the environment, and obviously the setting that I'm in. It's just, I'm what I mean by environment with the music is just the impression that I'm juxtaposing with my internal disposition. So let's say that it's like that theory of interactionism. Um, let's say that reality is the product, is what we perceive. Well, it's going to be a product of A plus B. So A is us, plus B is like the environment, equals C, a reality that is a combination of those two things. So it's us and everything else, the impressions that we receive from our five senses, smell, sight, feelings, and sounds, and how we feel within ourselves. Like, are we feeling somewhat balanced? Is our temperature good? Do we feel um like, did we eat enough that day? Did we eat the food that supports our well-being? All these types of things. Did we rest enough? Or, so it's really a combination of those things. And I forget why I was talking about that. um but yeah, I was under the tree and I was meditating, and it was really, really beautiful, and I stayed there until I felt like okay, I've like soaked in all the gratitude possible out of this. I feel so full of beautiful feelings, and I didn't think the whole entire time. It was just like I was being guided, like my body was moving intuitively. I was just following my breath, really. And when it was getting colder, so I started walking back home, and then I just started running because that felt good to my body. And I got here, made a tea, and chugged a lot of water, and now I honestly feel like I need to take a nap. I feel like I've just been like uh like an electric machine that's been fried. That's how I feel. I've been fried. I need a nap. But I hope that explaining this process is somewhat interesting to you. Um, yeah, it's definitely just my interpretation. That's what I understand as I experience it. So I don't know. Hopefully it was interesting. Anyway, um, until next time, stay dope. Peace.